Perdita tells me the forum made a rather momentous announcement, so there's to be a great exodus, is there? I'm reminded of my narrow escape from the Isle of Val, the realization, the running, the mixture of relief and regret after. Why me, I asked myself. Why me? Why us? Why now? Why wonder? There's no use fretting over the cosmic morality or lack thereof. We're here, and we'll get through this together. And who knows? Maybe my luck will rub off and grant everyone a narrow escape. There's no harm in praying for as much. Oh, but enough of my rambling. I'm sure you're exhausted. Your chamber awaits. Thank you! Thank you! Wait, it's uncapped? Whoa, that looks so nice. My bad, sorry. Visitors come knocking at your door. Whoever could it be? No! I hate these! I hate these! Choose wisely? I'm pretty sure we all know who I'm going to pick. I'm pretty sure we all know. I hate these though, because you only get one choice. Obviously, SD Boo Boo. I didn't have to think about that. Don't bonk me. Yo, casual attire. Yo, why is that what he said? I didn't say anything. アルフィノとアリゼが部屋に押しかけてきてな。やれ飯を食えだの支度をしろだの。Well, I wasn't invited to dinner. 案の定、今日はこっちの方が静かそうだな。Please, you can intrude anytime you want. まったく、お前たちはよくやるもんだ。粒子戦争に飛び込んできた時もそうだったが、あれと負けず劣らずの厄介ごとに、こうも首を突っ込んでいくとはな。俺は正直、古の晩神だの、終末の最悪なのに理解が及んじゃいない。ただアルフィノの、お前たちの信念に槍を貸したんだ。No. 必要とされている。I love that he and Alfie are such good friends. それを振るうだけだ。これから始まる戦いが、どれだけ絶望的なものであってもな。だからまあ、そうだな。俺は俺で納得してここに立ってるってわけだ。気にせず使い倒すつもりで使え。戦果だけは十分に上げてやるさ。さてと、そろそろ追っ手がかかる頃か。I got a window in my room. We can open. Wait, he's coming in. もしアルフィノたちが来たら知らないで通せよ。Oh, he's leaving through the balcony? Stop. Jana, Aibo. Good thing I have the face mask on, because I think we know my character was blushing there. Oh, Poopy! No! ここから見えていたあの不気味な塔。 Oh no.
本当に
Doesn't
よか
tell
っ
me
たわ
something
ね
is actually gonna start already.
なんでも例のイルサバード派遣団が帝都で元凶を排除したらしい。それで各地の塔もきれいさっぱりだそうだ。
ありがたいわ。ラウバーン様たちが防備を固めてくれていたのもあって大きな被害が出なかったのが不幸中の幸いよ。でも派遣団といえばガレマルドから帝国人のテンパードを大勢連れてきたとか大丈夫なのかしら。
Sorry if you can hear
ラウ
the
バーン
wind
様の説
outside.
明によるとエオルゼア諸国で分担して彼らの治療に当たるらしいが、うちには当面迎え入れる予定はないらしい。
さあ褒められたことじゃないでしょうけど少し安心しちゃったわ。
I mean, so many of them weren't even soldiers. They don't know that,
同じアラビ
obviously.
語人の
But
中でだって
everyone
帝
got
国に
tempered.
組みしていた人たちとどう向き合ったらいいのか悩むことがあるもの。
そうだな。アラガーナの長が中心になってその辺りを支援する活動が始まったとは聞くが。
こりゃまた随分と大胆なご依頼だな。さてどうしたもんか。
Dude, oh no, what is happening? No.
おい大丈夫か。今何か気のせいか。各地の塔は消え去って帝国の動向も落ち着きを見せ始めた。だってのにどうにも空気が重たいのはなんだ。
Yeah, he is cool. Did you see who was in the background though? I don't like this. I don't like this. Guys, Aflame. Oh, Clarissa, I was just about to call for you. I'm afraid we received another call for assistance. This one comes from Razathan. The others have someone in the main hall to discuss the situation. You must join them at once. There you are. Our worst fears have come to pass. Moments ago, we received grim tidings from our contact in Razathan. Vile beasts have appeared as if out of nowhere, claiming one victim after the next. What's more, they say the very sky burns above them. Good gods, are the final days already upon us? It would appear so. Sadly, that is all the information we have at present. No doubt the people at Razathan are busy fighting for their lives. We must go at once. They need our help. Dude, everything in the story so far has been happening so quickly. Agreed. Kururu, you must remain here with Tataru and gather what knowledge you can. You are in no condition for a long journey, I imagine. Very well. Similar phenomena may have been observed elsewhere, and if so, we must know about it at once. Be safe out there, yes? Let us make first for Yellowmud. We must prepare ourselves for what may lie ahead.
Mio, 獣は解き放たれた。それらは人々を殺し、町を焼いた。明日は燃え殻となり、塵となった。滅びは影のように早い。すべてが失われようとしていた。
空が燃えてる。本当に終末が来たんだわ。
皆さん、王国をお聞きいただけたのですね。
ええ、アヒワン殿、状況を詳しく教えていただけますか。
I have chills.
昨夜のこと、悲鳴とも地鳴りともつかない音が島中に響き渡りました。間もなく空が燃え出した。それに前後して見たこともないような獣が現れ、暴れ始めたのです。いえ、この表現では正しくはありませんね。人が突然転じたのです。恐るべき異常の獣に。異変は島の至る所で起こっていますが、ラザハンで最初に確認されたひときわ強大な獣が特に甚大な被害をもたらしている。我々はその個体を神話に登場する人であり獣である神、神獣のまがいものであるとして擬神獣と名付けました。擬神獣は今島の北側に回って暴れています。これより聖戦士団を送り込み討伐を試みるところです。
ブリトラのやつはどうしてるんだ。
我々に先駆けて単身北側に向かわれました。しかしブリトラ様は擬神獣や獣たちが己の愛する領民であったことを心得ていらっしゃいます。あのお方の慈悲深さが命取りにならぬと良いのですが。
状況は分かりました。擬神獣の討伐作戦、ぜひ我々にも協力させてください。
なんと心強き申し出か。深く感謝いたします。聖戦士団は複数のルートで島の北側に向かっています。いくつかの部隊がここイエドリマンの船着き場から 船で北上する予定です。暁の皆さんも同様に船で北側にお送りします。上陸地点には鬱蒼とした密林が広がっている。疑心獣以外の獣たちに遭遇する可能性もあるでしょう。どうか念入りに戦いのお支度を。私は船着き場でお待ちしております。
準備なら抜かりないわ。行きましょう。
Everyone has assembled. Yes, I thank you for lending us your aid in our battle against the blasphemy. Let us review our plan of attack. I would have you board this boat and circle around to the north side of the island. There you will find a dense jungle we call Banaspati. It is a sacred wood home to many temples and a number of villages. Vitra and the Radiant Host have gone there ahead of us. I ask that you join them and do all in your power to destroy this blasphemy. Also, you didn't at the very end. Right there you just did. I heard the shook sound. You ruins. I'm giving you a negative Yelp review as we speak.
やっぱりなんてことなの。
ヤシトラ？
そこに疑心獣がいて今消滅した。
Who did we just kill?
そうなんでしょう。
ああ、その通りだが、まさかお前には見えてなかったのか。
疑心獣も他の人から転じた獣たちも見えないからこそ見えていたわ。ないのよ、エーテルが。私の視界だと空白になっているの。
それはどういう？
月の監視者が言っていた言葉。古代人たちは天脈が循環不全を起こしている場所から星が腐り始めたと見たという話。まさにその通りだったんだわ。人から獣に転じた瞬間にエーテルが腐り落ちてしまうのよ。体はもちろん魂まで何一つ残らずに。
でも疑心獣は何か言ってるみたいだった。人だった頃の思いが残ってるってことじゃないの？
そうね。完全に腐り果てるまでならば。けれどそれは消えかけの残滓に過ぎないわ。
そんな、それじゃあ元には戻せないってこと？
私たちの知っている方法では。いえ、完全に無になってしまうのだもの。おそらくどんな方法をもってしても戻すことはできないわ。
正解にすら帰れないのか。
異形の獣たちの勢いが衰えない。疑心獣が群れの長たる役目を持つならばあるいはと期待したのだが、元は皆サベネアの子だった。どれだけこの牙にかけなければならないのだ。
ブリトラ様、皆さんよくぞご無事で。
いいのか、竜の姿を見せて。
ええ、彼らは真実を知る腹心たちです。何よりもこの秘密はもはや明かされなければならない。恐れながらブリトラ様、この悪夢のごとき災厄を前にしてラザハンは悲鳴と慟哭に埋め尽くされております。今こそ強き大主が必要なのです。どうか真相を告げ、ブリトラ様を御自ら民を率いてくださいませ。
何を馬鹿げたこと。君が動転してどうする、アヒワン。この惨劇の中で大使まで竜であったなどと言い出せば民を一層の混乱に叩き落とすだけだ。
Yeah, now it's not really the time for that.
私はこのまま大使の盟友たる竜として獣たちを払い続ける。民に寄り添いなだめるのは君の役目だ。すまないが暁の皆もアヒワーンに手を貸してやってほしい。この事態を究明し対策を立てるには君たちの力が必要だ。
おい天竜、俺を連れて行け。空中戦にも多少の自信はある。
話を聞いていなかったのか。こちらは私一人でいい。君たちはアヒワンを手伝ってくれ。
エスティニアン、受け取れ。お前がめんどくさがって持とうとしなかった暁のリンクパールだ。ブリトラが別行動するっていうなら連絡手段がいるだろう。それを持ったお前がついていれば俺たちも助かる。
だそうだ。観念した方が良さそうだぞ、大主様。
加減はしない。振り落とされても構わないなら背に乗るがいい。
上等だ。さあとっとと空を制しに行くぞ。
申し訳ございません。ブリトラ様のおっしゃる通り、この事態を収めるため引き続きご協力いただけるでしょうか。
もちろんです。私たちはそのためにこの地へ来たのですから。
重ねて感謝を。ひとまずはラザハンの都まで戻るといたしましょう。
Our raiding host has eliminated the immediate threat to the city, though it pains me to know these beasts were once my own people. There's no telling when or where the next transformation might occur. We must remain vigilant and steel ourselves for whatever is yet to come. I don't know if these are new dyes or not. I haven't ever really like used yellow dyes. Forgive me, my friends, but I must return to Megaduda for the time being. There I can better manage this crisis and dispatch my troops as the situation demands. In that case, we shall carry out an investigation of our own here in the city. Mayhap the residents can tell us more about the first of the transformations and the conditions under which it occurred. If we can ascertain what exactly triggered these tragic events, it may give us some insight as to a possible solution. Time is of the essence. Let us split into 3 groups that we may cover more ground. Alize and I will see to Pax's path, Thancred Sola, pray make for Dharma. I'll leave Arthur to Graha and you, Clarissa. Any information you can gather on the first blasphemy or the manifestation of the final days here in the city would be most helpful. When we have completed our respective inquiries, let us reconvene in front of Megaduda, that we may share what we've learned with the satrap. Art thou summoned to the high crucible of Alchemia, whose alchemists forged many of our warding skills. That seems as good a place as any to begin our investigation, don't you think? I spoke briefly with Nahadin, the chief alchemist there, on our last visit. He should be happy to answer our queries. I've grown to accept it. I remember those red eyes, you were with the Scion. My eyes aren't red, are you? Are you okay? You with those Scions who commissioned the scouts from us, yes? I welcome you back to the High Crucible. What brings you here in these troubling times? We are assisting the setup and investigating the crisis that plagues the city. Did you happen to catch sight of any of the creatures? I did. As I was about to go to my work, I was disturbed by crashing footsteps so powerful that the very ground shook. I rushed outside and could not believe what I beheld. The night sky was burning. Suddenly, I heard panicked screams coming from the direction of the Bassam Bazaar. In the next instant, a monstrous beast poked its head out from amidst the stalls. A handful of the Radiant rushed to the scene, only to be sent sprawling as the fiend and its minions propelled themselves skyward. So the blasphemy came from the vicinity of the markets. This knowledge may prove useful. I thank you for sharing your tale. Well, I do believe we now know where we should inquire next, to the bazaar. Sisters have mercy, what is happening to the world? What am I to do? Is nowhere safe? Settle down, friend. The danger is past, at least for now. If it's not too painful to remember, could you tell us what you saw? First I heard screams, then a horde of ravening beasts came charging towards us. One of them was huge, bigger than a married, throwing people around like rag dolls, and it was eating them. I hid under the counter, saw others do the same, but the shrieking and wailing kept getting louder, more voices in the throng. Beasts or victims, I couldn't tell. I knew not what was happening. I still don't. That is enough, my good man. You are brave to share with us your tale. Many of your fellow merchants are safe. The High Crucible, too, has survived mostly unscathed. Pray stay close to your friends and loved ones, and rest your body and mind while you are able. Is something the matter, traveler? If you are lost, perhaps I could be of assistance. Your offer is most appreciated. We are not lost, but we are in need of information. Might you know anything about the gargantuan beast that rampaged through the bazaar? I saw it all. Oh, I wish I had not. I was going about my work when all of a sudden a piercing scream cut through the air. I turned around and there was the fiend, its massive body bursting through that entryway with the force of a tidal wave. Then it was gone, as quickly as it came. Barsra. Forgive me, but my shop's closed until further notice. Needless to say, we've more pressing concerns these days. We've come not in search of wares, but information concerning the enormous fiend that tore through the bazaar. Did you perchance witness anything? Afraid not, my friend. I was here the whole time, so I only saw its little minions. Made a mess of this place, they did. While that was all going on, the great big one tore through the west side of the bazaar. You'd have better luck asking there. And with that, I do believe we learned all we can from the bazaar. Let's take a moment to review our findings. Judging by their accounts, the transformation had already occurred by the time the beast reached the bazaar. It tore through the west side of the bazaar and headed towards the Aetheryte Plaza. In other words, the blasphemy may have first appeared in this vicinity. That being the case, the people in that Mayhane can surely tell us more. Anyway. Going after that enormous beast, are you? I saw it, including the very instant that poor bastard transformed. Damn the gods for putting me there. It started over there, by the window. A few men, merchants probably, talking and drinking. Conversation must have taken a turn for the worse. Next thing I know, their leader, I suppose he was, buries his head in his hands, and black mist was swirling around him, and his whole body bursts apart, and then there stands a hideous slavering beast, massive and foul, all gaping maws and bulging eyes. His friends started shrieking, and then the black mist comes again, until the change takes them too. Stuff of nightmares, I tell you. Nightmarish indeed. Incidentally, do you perchance know who those merchants were? No, I'm a decorator by trade. Not much cost to mingle with their sort. Saw Mahil, the bardmaid, chatting with them though. She might know something. Even after repairing all that damage, it'll take a while for business to pick up again. You mean the blasphemy? That's what the Radiant have been calling it anyway. I saw it too. We all did. was standing here at the counter as Maride poured me a drink. Maride poured me a drink when suddenly these things, oh my god. When suddenly there came this dreadful sound, like a pained, angry groan. It was unlike anything I've ever heard. I turned around in shock, and from an ominous cloud of black mist rose the creature, enormous and ghastly to behold. As for what happened next, to recall it sends shivers up my spine. Some stroke of fortune, I was able to slip outside before the beast got its claws on me. The sight that greeted me offered no solace. The blue sky above turned red as blood. Married, myself, and the other survivors clung to each other for dear life until the Radiant Host came to our aid. Wait, did I hear you correctly? The beast manifested before the sky began to burn. I'm certain of it. The windows here offer a clear view of the sky, and I saw nothing out of the ordinary until the beast appeared and began to rage. They're very good. Oh, hello there. Welcome to Merit's Mahane. What can we get you? Dude, some of the words... Oh! Word hard, brain small. We've not come for libations, but rather for information. You are Mahil, yes? We are investigating the so-called blasphemy on the satrap's behalf. We hear it was one of your customers, a merchant that first underwent the transformation. What can you tell us about him? He was something of a regular here, especially of late. Kalzal was his name. He ran his own consortium, dealing primarily in the exports of Thunderian specialties. It's through him that we met Matsya. Yes, the name rings a bell. Didn't you meet them both on your first trip to Thavnair? If I recall correctly, Kalzal ran a trading operation in Yedinmad, and it was there that you made Matsya's acquaintance. Yes, that is the same Kalzal, no doubt. A rather successful man from what I gather. That said, it was clear that he had fallen on hard times of late. Those ghastly towers popping up everywhere could not have been good for business. Even now, with the towers gone, the collapse of the Empire has led to all sorts of problems elsewhere. The market for luxuries is surely not what it once was. Trying times for the head of a trading consortium, indeed. Kalzal was a compassionate man. Even as his own business suffered, he did what he could to provide for the artisans, fishermen, and many others who counted on him to sell their wares. Indeed, that was the very topic of yesterday's meeting, as far as I could hear. Yet as I discussed matters further, Kalzal's tone grew grave and grim. It was then that... Forgive me, I would not have you recall the memory if it brings you pain. If I could, I would ask just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual about Kalzal in particular? Please, anything at all. Sorry, nothing springs to mind. Perhaps someone else can help you. Kalzal lived for his work and had no family that I know of. His employees and associates knew him best, but they too are lost to us. Still, perhaps his neighbors know something I do not. I can direct you to them if you believe it would help. What do you say? Okay. Oh, pardon me, I was just... Anyway, take a seat wherever you like. We are open for business as per usual. What? I was trying to talk to her for simple quest. What the fuck? Kalzal made his home in Kama, a nearby residential area. From what I gather, Kalzal lived there since childhood and was known throughout the neighborhood. Kama? The name is new to me. How do we get there? I'll write down some directions. I cannot promise that you will find what you seek there, but if nothing else, it is a start. Let's see where this lead takes us. And this must be Kama. We've arrived at last. Let us begin questioning the residents without delay. No doubt someone here can tell us more about Kalzal. Given recent events, I imagine many are taking shelter indoors. Could you come back another time? I just woke up and I'm not exactly in the mood for idle chit-chat. Well, that's one way to avoid the panic, I suppose. Pardon our intrusion. You may not have noticed, but a great danger has come to Thavnair. I encourage you to stay alert and prepare to flee the city should the situation turn dire. But before we leave you in peace, pray allow us to ask a question or two. Did you know a local merchant named Kalzal? If so, did you notice anything unusual about him recently? Calzao? I know him. In fact, we spoke just the other day. Like many others, his business was doing poorly. Still, it seemed as though he'd managed to turn things around thanks to a generous order from Reveda Fibers. Why, he was practically dancing in the streets. I haven't spoken with him since, but I assume it all went well. Gina Baha might be able to tell you more, though. As I recall, he was the one who brokered the arrangement. Gina Baha at Reveda Fibers. Let's make a point to visit him after we've spoken with the other locals. Kazal, you say? Yes, I've known him since he was a boy. If there ever was a man who was born to be a merchant, it was him. Always early to depart and late to return, he'd spend his days procuring the finest wares and seeking out willing customers. You could say it came to him as easily as breathing. Sadly, business was flagging of late. No surprise, really, with how dangerous travel has become. He was cooped up in his house from dawn till dusk the other day, no doubt racking his brain for a way to turn his fortunes around. Then at night, I heard the door open. I looked up to see Kazal sitting on a bench, his head hung low, a man with the weight of the world on his shoulders. I see. The situation must have been quite dire indeed. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary? Nothing to speak of, other than the troubles with his consortium. He was the same old Kazal, cordial and honest, like always. These questions you're asking, has something happened to him? He wasn't caught up in that terrible incident at the bazaar, was he? Oh. I don't travel much these days, but my daughters told me not to venture outside. Stuck in here as I am, I've heard little about these bizarre goings-on. Rest assured, the city is safe for now, but the situation may change without warning. I urge you, stay close to your daughter and be prepared to take refuge should the satrap order it. And hurry, I say. There's no time to waste. Pardon me, but you are in charge... But you are in charge of buying and selling here, yes? We have a few questions that we'd like to... I'm sorry, but I simply don't have time to chat. If you haven't noticed, we have our hands full at the moment. We must carry all our wares and equipment to safety before those accursed beasts return. In that case, might we be of assistance? Perhaps we could speak when the job is done. Very well. You can start by helping us move our equipment. Ask the others what to put where. And you can carry our fabrics. Go through that door and speak with Kamala. She'll tell you the rest. Remember, these textiles are our livelihood. Handle them with care. Oh. This area is for employees only. Out! Out! What's that? You've come to help? Oh, praise be to Mindaruva. Kind stranger, I welcome your assistance. On your way here, you pass 3 storehouses, yes? I'd like you to carry that small crate to Nabrafal by the storehouse near the hatchery. The crate of clothing is for Manua, and the massive crate there goes to Zaymera by the middle storehouse. Watch your back with that one. Those are all the crates we have ready. Once they've been delivered, consider your work here complete. You have limited time to complete the street. Fail, return it. Okay. You've carried all the crates to the house, yes, and so quickly too. I've never seen anyone so strong. I and my associated with the rest. Please return to system and work aside. So we're grateful for this distraction. Too many terrible things happening of late, but generous souls like yourself give me hope that we may emerge from this trial even stronger. I pray we meet again at more peaceful times. Gina Ba! Done as I asked, have you? Yeah, sure. If Kamala is satisfied with your work, then so am I. You've done us a great favor. I carried crates like 3 feet. It's really not a big deal. I too have delivered the instruments and apparatus entrusted to me. You both have my thanks. With our wares safely stored away, we'll not lose any more to those fiends. I take it that your establishment did not escape the attack unscathed? We did not. Thankfully, most of our workers had already left for the day. Those of us still here saw it all. We looked at the burning skies in confusion, and then, before we could even begin to make sense of it, a hideous creature burst through the doors, shrieking. We ran for our lives, but one of my colleagues was not so fortunate. He cried out, a scream of such agony, such terror, and in the next instant, he too sprouted fearsome claws. The sight of it caused another fellow to panic, and then... he too transformed. Sorry, there was something you wanted to ask? Indeed. You knew the merchant Calzal, did you not? I believe he had some dealings with your establishment. Calzal, I know him well. We'd arranged for his consortium to deliver a large shipment of fabrics, but in the end, we received a better offer and had to turn him down. I understand his business is struggling, but so was ours. Another of our most reliable trading partners agreed to transport the goods for a much smaller commission, and we'd have been fools to refuse. I felt terrible for withdrawing the offer, but you must understand, we simply had no choice. He tried to put on a brave face when I delivered the news, but his dejection and despair were plain as day. He said he'd discuss it with his associates, but I could tell he'd all but given up hope. Dejection, and despair. You remember what we saw in Vanaspati, yes? Soldiers and jungle dwellers pushed to the very brink, turning into beasts one after the next. It would seem the same phenomenon occurred here. The poor craftsmen attacked by the fiends, as well as those that witnessed it, all undergoing the change. I suspect that everything began with Calzal. By all accounts, it was he who suffered from the most profound and piercing despair. Wait, could that be it? That such intense emotions were what triggered this transformation? Yeah, duh. I mean, at this point, duh. Much remains unclear, but I believe we are drawing closer to an answer. At any rate, we must discuss our findings with the others. Oh. Beyond the depths of despair, dude. All of these quest names have been so good, and the images that they have with it. We were to reconvene with the others in front of Megaduda, were we not? That should be just outside. With any luck, they will have already returned from their own investigations. My friend, we must take our leave. I pray that your establishment is spared further tragedy. But remember, your lives are far more precious than any wares. If you are ordered to flee, do so without hesitation. Indeed. I thank you for your concern, and pray you to take care as well. Yo, this dude got the goggles.
来ていたのね。そちらも話を聞いてこられたのかしら。
Yes, ma'am.
ああ、気になるところはおおよそな。みんなの集めた情報と合わせて意見をもらいたい。
Yeah, her voice is super nice as well.
私たちも一回りしてこられたよ。
いいわ。じゃああなたたちの報告からお願いできて。
I love her voice. It's so soothing, you know. It's very calm. Mm-hmm.
つまり疑心獣になってしまったカルザール氏は自身の紹介のことで深く思い悩んでいたわけだね。
Again, sorry if you hear, if it sounds like things are like hitting my house or something. It's very windy.
直前に強い不安を感じていたみたいだった。獣に追い詰められた人や友達が獣になるのを見てしまった人、そういう人たちが連鎖的に転じていったそうよ。
獣に転じる条件は不安や恐怖、絶望といった負の感情を抱くこと。やはりそれが有力だと思う。
だとしたら古の時代に起きた終末とも共通点が見えてくるわ。古代人たちは創造魔法が暴発し、意図せず恐怖を具現化していったと言ったでしょ。単なる暴発だったら必ずしも恐ろしいと思うものばかりが作られないはず。けれどそれもまた負の感情とだけ結びつく現象だったとすれば、今目の前で起きている最悪と一つの線でつながるわ。
過去と現在の終末には 相違点もある。それが創造魔法に現れるか、人や生物そのものに現れるかだ。理由はまだわからないが、古代人と私たちの最大の違いは分割された生命であるか否かだろう。そこに何か聞き方の違いのようなものがあるのかもしれない。
それからもう一つ気になる証言があったんだ。カルザールは空が燃えるよりも前に疑心銃に転じていたらしいんだよ。
なんですって。それが本当ならかなりまずいんじゃない？だって目に見える終末の現象が起きていなくたって獣に転じる可能性があるってことでしょ。今は大きな騒ぎが起きていない地域でももしかしたらもう。
見ろ、大主様がいらっしゃったぞ。
大主様、よかった。
皆、本当によくぞ無事でいてくれました。予断を許さない状況ですが、ひとまずラザハント市内で暴れていた獣は全て排除できたそうです。他の村落でも聖戦士団の皆や頼もしき味方である竜が奮闘してくれています。どうか心を落ち着け、慌てることなく待機をお願いいたします。
大主様、パラカの里はどうなっているのでしょうか。私の孫が昨日あの村に出かけたきりまだ戻っていないのです。
私もまだ報告を待っている状況です。詳しいことが分かり次第皆にも共有を。
大主様、大変だす。
あなたは。
オラはアキャリのマトシャ、漁師のマトシャだす。
お前は確か最初にこの島に来た時に会った。
Remember whenever I was like,
あれ、あんた方どうして？
based on his text, I was like, he seems like he might be a kid.
いや、今は大主様が先です。こんな不気味な空になったもんだから、オラ知り合いのことが心配でパーラカの里に向かったんだす。そしたら里の周りに見たこともない恐ろしい化け物がいっぱいいて。
そんな。大主様、どうかすぐに助けを。孫を救ってください。
もちろんそうします。ですから
She's
ど
gonna
うか落
transform
ち着い
right
て。
here.
落ち着いていられますか。あの恐ろしい化け物たちは聖戦士団の手だれでも簡単に引きちぎっていたんですよ。孫があれに襲われたらひとたまりも。 まずいわ、みんな離れて。
とにかく獣を抑え込む。
あなたたちは逃げる人の救援を優先して。
げるぞ早く。
ブリトラ様をラザハンをどうか。
俺の息子が
しっかりしろ。二人のためにあんたは逃げ延びるんだ。そう、大丈夫大丈夫だ。
We were right there!
皆、前を向いて胸を張れ。恐れることはない。この獣は私たちで打ち倒せる。聖戦士団はヤシュタルト・サンクレットの支援を。獣をこの広場から出さないことだけ考えろ。他の者は近くの者と共に退避だ。怪我をしている者がいたら手を貸して建物の中か仮装に向かうように。焦る必要はない。獣たちに決して皆を追わせはしない。
アルフィロン、アリゼ、ここは俺たちで片付ける。お前たちはパーラカの里に行け。マトシャ、そいつらを里まで案内してやってくれ。必ず力になってくれる。
わかった。
あんたも言ってやってくれ。俺たちで救うんだ。一人でも多く。
I must save Palakistan, whatever it takes. Matsuya, it pains me to put you in harm's way, but I would ask your aid as well. Of course! Palakistan is not far, just down that hill. As I told His Excellency before, the path was blocked by terrible creatures. I had no choice but to turn back. In that case, this is what we shall do. Clarissa, I ask that you take the lead and dispatch any beast you encounter. Alize and I will keep Matsuya hidden amidst the trees and follow when the path is clear. There's no telling what danger awaits us. Keep your eyes peeled. It can't be. We must heal those we can, and quickly. I see no beast, but stay on your guard.